Okay, this is lecture 21 of Basic Calculus 1. So, if you recall, in the last lecture we had discussed how to use the sign change of the first derivative at a critical point to decide whether that critical point is an extreme point or not. So, today we will go a bit further, we see how we can use the second derivative for the same purpose. Okay, let us see how far we can go. So, this is the statement which we want to use. It is called the second derivative test. So, suppose f of x is a function, it is having second derivative and the second derivative is continuous at a critical point. So, we are taking only one type of critical point, since the second derivative exists throughout the domain, that is assumed, or at least in a neighborhood of that point C. So, f prime C also exists. So, that critical point means f prime of C must be equal to 0. So, we have the function f of x, we have a point x equal to C in its domain and we assume that f prime C equal to 0 and the second derivative of f double prime x is continuous in a neighborhood of x equal to C. So, with these assumptions, suppose you find that f double prime at C is less than 0, then the test says that the critical point is a point of local maximum. Similarly, if f double prime of C is greater than 0, it is positive, then that critical point is a local minimum point. If f double prime C is equal to 0, then anything can happen, the test does not say anything. So, it may or may not be having a local extremum at that point x equal to C. So, in a sense this test will not be conclusive like your change of sign in the first derivative. However, it becomes easier to apply sometimes. So, one should know this, how it is applied. We will solve of course some problems basing on this. So, let us see how to prove this. Say out of 1 or 2 we can prove only 1 and then give some examples to show that when f double prime C equal to 0, in fact anything can happen. Okay. So, let us assume the conditions in 1, that is f double prime C is negative. So, we know that f double prime is continuous in a neighborhood of C. Okay. So, since f double prime of x is continuous, so we know that it is in a neighborhood. So, there is again a neighborhood of C, may be smaller than that, may be larger than the earlier neighborhood. There is a neighborhood of C, that is C minus delta to C plus delta, such that f double prime x preserves its sign, that is at C it is negative. So, in a neighborhood of C also it remains negative, that is f double prime x is less than 0 for all x in the neighborhood C minus delta to C plus delta. Some delta exists, some neighborhood exists where this will happen. That is what our sign preserving theorem says about the continuous functions. Okay. So, once f double prime is negative, we see that f prime x is decreasing on that neighborhood C minus delta to C plus delta. So, what happens in C minus delta to C plus delta, f prime is decreasing. So, now we know f prime at C is 0. So, what happens in the left neighborhood C minus delta to C and what happens in the right neighborhood C to C plus delta? Of course, it is f prime is decreasing. So, since f prime C equal to 0 and f prime is decreasing, so it is f prime at C is 0 and it is decreasing from C minus delta to C. So, it would come something like this, it will decrease to 0. So, once it decreases to 0, that means f prime remains positive at all the points in C minus delta to C open interval, right. So, for each x in C minus delta to C, f prime x must be positive. And next, let us consider the right neighborhood C to C plus delta. There again f prime is decreasing. So, decreasing means it would go like this. So, which means f prime becomes negative because f prime at c is 0. So, f prime becomes negative when x belongs to c plus delta. So, now you see the function f prime, the derivative of f, changes its sign from positive to negative at x equal to c. So, as we know earlier, which would give rise to the conclusion that f of x has a local maximum at x equal to c. It goes from positive to negative. So, since it goes from f prime is changing sign from positive to negative. So, f prime is positive in the left. So, that means f is increasing on the left side and f prime is negative on the right. So, f is decreasing on the right side. So, it is increasing on the left, increasing on the left and decreasing on the right. So, at that point c there must be a maximum. F of x has a local maximum at c. That is what we wanted to show. So, similarly, the second one is proved by changing the signs and this increasing and decreasing nature of the functions involved. Okay. So, we remember now f double prime c is less than 0 means it has a local maximum and f double prime c is greater than 0 means it has a local minimum. Okay. So, that we omit now. The second one, it is similar. We come to 3. The third one says that if f double prime c equal to 0, then we cannot conclude anything. So, that means there will be some examples where it will be maximum, there will be some where it is minimum and there might be some where nothing can be told. It is neither a maximum nor a minimum. Okay, let us see, it is not difficult to give examples. Let us take f of x equal to x to the power 4. So, its derivative is 4x cubed and its second derivative is 12x square. Now, when f double prime x equal to 0, that gives x equal to 0. So, 0 is the only critical point for this function and f double prime is continuous in any neighborhood of 0 here. Okay. But we find that also f double prime at 0, the critical point c equal to 0 here is also equal to 0. And what happens to f? So, if you look at f prime is changing sign from minus to plus. If x is negative, then 4x cubed is negative and if it is positive, 4x cubed is positive. So, f prime x changes sign from minus to plus. Since it changes sign from minus to plus, so f of x has a local maximum at x equal to 0. So, you see that with f double prime equal to 0, there can be a local maximum. This is a function. Now, let us take another example, say f of x equal to minus x fourth. So, similar thing happens here, again x equal to 0 is a critical point and f double prime is also 0. F double prime remains continuous in a neighborhood of the critical point x equal to 0, but f double prime is 0 now. So, in this case what happens? F prime x earlier was changing sign from minus to plus, now it will change sign from plus to minus. Therefore, there is a local minimum at x equal to 0. Okay. So, you should give another example where nothing is there. So, let us take f x equal to x cubed. So, for this function f prime x equal to 3x square, again x equal to 0 is a critical point and f double prime x equal to 6x, so that it remains continuous in a neighborhood of the critical point and f double prime 0 equal to 0 also. But what happens to the function at x equal to 0? We will see that f prime, which is 6x. So, when x is less than 0, f prime x is 3x square here. So, when x is negative, 3x square is positive. When x is positive, 3x square is also positive. So, f prime x does not change sign at the critical point x equal to 0. Therefore, there is no local maximum or local minimum of the function at x equal to 0. So, you see all three kinds of things can happen if f double prime of c equal to 0, of the critical point equal to 0. So, that is how this test is not as potent as the change of sign in the first derivative test, but sometimes it becomes easier to apply. So, we will see where is it. Let us take an example. So, find all points of local extrema of the function f x equal to, it is a polynomial, it is a cubic one, x cubed minus 3x square minus 24x plus 5. This is the function. Okay. So, what do? We differentiate and we see that it is differentiable everywhere in the domain. Domain of f is of course R, everywhere the polynomial is defined and everywhere it is differentiable. The derivative is x cubed gives 3x square, minus 3x square gives minus 6x, minus 24 gives minus 24, 5 is 0. So, this we can factorize to get the critical points. So, it is 3 into x plus 2 into x minus 4, just verify, it is x square minus 2x minus 8. So, 3 taken common, it is all right. F prime x equal to this. Therefore, the critical points are x equal to minus 2 and x equal to 4. These are the critical points. So, at these critical points we will see what happens to f double prime. Now, f double prime, if you differentiate it again, that gives 6x minus 6. Okay. So, now when you take the critical point minus 2, at that point f double prime of minus 2 equal to minus 12 minus 6, which is minus 18, is less than 0. So, we conclude that x equal to minus 2 is a local maximum point of the function f of x. All right. So, let us evaluate at the other critical point, which is 4. So, there what happens? F double prime at 4 equal to 6 into 4, 24 minus 6, which is 18, it is greater than 0. So, x equal to 4 is a local minimum point. So, minus 2 is a maximum point, 4 is a minimum point. To find the local extrema, that is what are the values of the function, these are the extrema points. So, we must find the values also. The local maximum value of the function is f at minus 2, which is 33, and the local minimum point is f at 4, which is 75. So, you see the local maximum can be smaller than the local minimum, that is okay, because the curve can go here and there. So, smaller maximum and bigger minimum value, it proceeds and becomes a minimum. So, minimum can lie above this. So, a curve can have like this and this way, and they are joined together somehow, not like this, because this would not come this way. So, say this way. So, now you see there is a maximum point here, local maximum, which is smaller than the local minimum. So, it might happen like that. Okay. Fine. So, this is how we will be using our principle of applying the second derivative test. Let us take another example. So, here a box is to be made from a sheet of cardboard that measures 12 by 12, some units, let us say centimeters. So, 12 centimeter into 12 centimeter is the cardboard that is given, it is a square sheet. And what is to be done? The construction will be achieved by cutting a square. So, we want to make a box out of it by cutting a square from each corner of the sheet. So, here a square is cut, 4 squares are cut from the sheet, from the corners only. So, it is assumed that they are of the same dimension, same side of the smaller square for all these 4, and then you fold them up to the side. So, this is cut and thrown away. Similarly, all these 4 small squares are cut and thrown away. Then these are folded to get the box. Now, we are asking what is the box of greatest volume that can be constructed by doing this. So, that means what we should cut from this small side, small square, how much we should cut, so that this will, the box will give the biggest volume, largest volume. Okay. So, what do we do? Let x be the side of the length of the square that are to be cut from the sheet of the cardboard. So, let us say this is x. So, that means we are cutting really x square, right, from the corners. Now, what about the length now? The length was 12 units. Now, this x is cut here and another x is cut here. So, 2 x is being cut from each side. So, that means the remaining side. So, this is the side that is 12 minus 2 x, and when it is folded back, the height of the box will be this x. That is why the volume of the box will be x into 12 minus 2 x squared. Is that right? 12 minus 2 x squared times the height x. So, that is our volume. This is to be maximized. So, let us call that as the function f of x. Now, we want to find x. So, what could be the maximum and minimum of this x? Well, you may not cut anything. So, x can be 0, or if you cut something, then since total is 12, you can cut only maximum half of it, which you will not do of course, because everything will be cut. Here similarly nothing is cut, so that will give 0 volume. So, 0 is less than or equal to x less than or equal to 6. That is what we see. Of course, 0 and 6 will not give the values, extreme values. They will be 0 really. So, that will not maximize, that will minimize. Okay, but let us keep the problem as it is and see what happens. So, our f of x is x times 12 minus 2 x whole square, which we expand 144 x minus 48 x square plus 4 x cubed. That is fine. Now, we want to maximize this function f of x equal to this, which is defined on the domain 0 to 6 closed interval, is to be maximized. So, first of all we should find that inside the interval 0 to 6 it is continuous closed interval, and it is differentiable in the open interval 0 to 6. Even it is second time also differentiable, right. Okay. So, f prime x equal to 0, we are going for the critical points. So, if we put f prime x equal to 0, then differentiate, that gives 144 minus 96 x plus 12 x square, right. So, this will be plus 12 x square, not minus. So, this is equal to 0. So, once you get this to be equal to 0, of course, 12 you take common. So, you get x square minus 8 x and plus 12. So, that is equal to 0. That gives x equal to 2 or 6. That is easy, because this is, we can factorize this to be x minus 2 into x minus 6. Fine. So, the critical points are 2 and 6. These are the critical points. Now, each of the critical points we should discuss separately. So, let us consider for x equal to 2. Of course, at the end points we may discuss at the 0 and 6 itself is a, it is showing that f prime equal to 0, but it is only one side differentiability for 6, that is of course an end point. So, the interior critical point is 2, right, and the other one which we got from f prime 0 will not tell that to a critical point, right, it is differentiable and it is not an interior point, but that is one end point. So, we have the critical point which is the interior point is x equal to 2, and we also have the end points as x equal to 0 and x equal to 6. Of course, from this if you go without any tests, you see that the function can be having minimum or maximum values only at these points, right, x equal to 0, x equal to 2 and x equal to c. Then substitute them in the function, find out which one is maximum. Of course, 0 and 6 will give us 0. So, maximum should be equal to at 2. But we can also apply our second derivative test to see whether this critical point is really a local maximum point or not. Though that is not required, we want absolute maximum here. Okay, let us see, if you compare the f0, f2, f6, you find f2 equal to 128, which is the maximum, and that settles the problem. But we are going a bit further to say whether this critical point x equal to 2 is a local x maximum or local minimum or what it is, though absolute maximum we have got. So, if you differentiate, we would get f double prime x equal to minus 96 plus 24 x from this. This is really plus, and that gives f double prime at the critical point equal to minus 48, which is negative. So, f of x has a local maximum at x equal to 2. it also has a local maximum. In fact, it is at 0 it is 0, at 6 it is 0. So, it achieves a maximum and comes down again, something like this, but it is a cubic. So, not exactly like this, maximum point at 2. Okay. So, let us take another problem. So, remember again exercises you must try yourself first and then come back to the solution by pausing the video. Okay. So, here the problem is design a 1 liter can shaped like a right circular cylinder. So, it is a 1 liter can which is a right circular cylinder, its volume is 1 liter. Okay. What dimensions will use the least material? So, that means we want to keep this volume as 1 liter and minimize the surface area of the cylinder. That is what it is asking, right. Volume is 1 liter, what should be the minimum of the surface area? That is what we want to find out, all right. Okay. So, suppose the cylinder has, as usual, we keep the notation, the usual notation, keep this circular base radius r and the height of the cylinder as h. So, the volume will be pi r square h, which is kept as 1 liter, that is given. So, from this we directly get that h must be equal to 1 divided by pi r square. So, you want to define a function, that is the surface area, express that as a function of r. You can also do otherwise, try that as a function of h. Okay. So, let us try this way. So, now required surface area is, surface area will be the cylinder, this is pi r square, on the top also is pi r square and this height. So, that circular thing gives you 2 pi r into h. So, the whole circular area is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h, that is your f of r. So, now that h is 1 divided by pi r square, we substitute that h. So, it is 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r divided by pi r square, that gives 2 pi r square plus 2 divided by r. Of course, r is never 0 because that volume of the cylinder will not give us 1 liter, right, unless h becomes infinite. Okay. So, 2 pi r square plus 2 by r, that is our function. We want to minimize this function. So, to minimize this, what do? We differentiate, because this is differentiable everywhere. Of course, r is never 0. So, it is function is defined for r not equal to 0 and everywhere else it is differentiable. So, its derivative is 2 pi r square gives with respect to r we are taking. So, it is 4 pi r minus 2 divided by r square. Okay. So, now if that is equal to 0 at the point r equal to r 0, that is r 0 is a critical point, then f prime r 0 will be equal to 0 and that gives r 0, which is solved from this, that gives 1 divided by 2 pi to the power 1 by 3. Fine. This is 4 pi r minus 2 by r cubed. So, that is equal to 0. So, that gives 4 pi r 0 minus 2 by r 0 square, that is 0. So, these two are equal, or you get r 0 cubed equal to 2 divided by 4 pi. So, it is 1 divided by 2 pi. So, r 0 is 2 pi 1 by 2 pi to the power 1 by 3. This is the only critical point. Is that right? So, at this critical point we must check that, of course, geometrically nothing else would be happening, that should give the minimum, that is the answer if you want to guess, but we do not want to guess, we want to solve it. So, we would see that at this point r 0, the function f of r equal to this is really minimized, right. F of r equal to 2 pi r square plus 2 by r is minimized at r 0, that also should be verified. So, to do that, let us take its double derivative. So, f double prime 0 r or this is just f prime r equal to 4 pi r minus 2 by r square. So, from this differentiating with respect to r, we would get f double prime, that gives 4 pi and is minus 2 r to the power minus 2. So, that is 4 r to the power minus 3, minus sign changes because another minus is coming. So, this is our f double prime r. Now, at the critical point r 0, if you evaluate, so anyway it is positive. So, that gives positive, it is bigger than 0. We are not finding it exactly, all that we need is its sign. So, it is positive. So, that means f of r has a local minimum at this r 0, and this is the only point, right, where it is minimized or whatever it is, extremum point is that only, nothing else is there. At the other two, that is r equal to 0, right, that is 1, r equal to 0 only, where we have not considered, but that is function is not defined there. So, this local minimum becomes absolute minimum, right. So, here only it is minimized. Now, if r equal to this, then what will be h? So, h we can find 1 divided by pi r 0 square, which gives to be 2 times r 0. So, all it says that we have to choose our r and h in such a way that whatever is the r, this one should be twice of that, height should be twice of this r. So, that means it will look something like a square type of thing, right. This is your r, half of this. So, diameter is 2 r and this is also 2 r. At that place only we will be using least material to get the constant volume, whatever is given. So, that is what it says. Fine. Exact values are 1 divided by 2 pi to the power 1 by 3.